That's great. We've learned about few awesome concepts. Now, a different concept, which is basically merge conflict. Now, what when we have this merge conflict and what happens there? So we have to understand that. Okay, so assume that this is the master branch, and there we have one commit and two commit. Okay, and within that, so after that, what happened is there are two people who comes up. One is starting with like feature 1 and another is starting with kind of feature 2. So we are basically talking about merge conflicts. Okay, now the thing is that in the master branch we have some code maybe, and let's see the code. Maybe the code might be 1 2 3, these 3 lines. Okay, now feature 1, the guy who is working the feature 1 may add some code, and after that it might look something like that, 1 2 3 and maybe 4. Okay, so there is another commit out there. Great. Now feature 2, he actually, now you know what was happening was these three line was in the master, so this was by default created there, but the fourth line is something he created, this feature 1 guy created, right, of his own. But same goes for that. So the first 3 lines are created, but there's another maybe the feature 2 guy actually created another line. So those are kind of the same changes, right? So he actually created another they created this commit and made changes. Now the problem arises is now, like as an admin, what you can do is you can surely merge anyone. Like assume that you just merge this one. Okay, now the changes is this. Okay, great. The problem arises when you again you decide to merge this one also. In that moment the problem arises. Why? Let's understand the process. Assuming that you have just added this one. Okay, let's understand the process. The main branch. Now the website, or now the code should be something for sure. Okay, let me make some changes so that you can make it the difference. And maybe there is 1 and there is 2. Okay, it makes difference. Now after merging it, what happens, this code also changes in the master branch. This is basically code in master branch. The code is similar to like this. Now this is the real-time code in master. Now if you decide, okay, let's also merge this one, this is what we merged, let's also merge this one. Now the problem is it is in the line 4, right, in the exact position, but you are saying change it. So is it good? It is surely not. This guy and that guy both is working the same thing, and you firstly accepted that, and you are again saying okay, merge it. And okay, so surely it's not good, because you firstly added this and now you're saying okay, do this. So it is supposed to override this change, because as a whole it is not like but he has not actually added new line and something worked on it. So that's the problem. So what this guy should have done is that is why we learn about the concept of pooling, fetching and so on. So basically what should have been done is, let's understand what should have been done, but it is not, although, so we can't do it obviously. But what should have been done was these 2 branches and this one. So 2 and 3 okay, 3. So what should have been done is after we have merged this one by the feature 1 guy, he should have actually fetch or basically pull it down, so he also will have the same changes maybe. Okay, so something like after fetching or merging it is almost the same, so he should have actually get the change, and then he could have actually worked on it. Okay, so it should have been like after making the change, it is basically 1 2 3 and there is one line. So sorry, basically this line, and if he fetches it, and then he will see like this line gets replaced and so on, right? One, and then this guy could then add his feature in this line, but he has not done that. So that is why every developer is actually asked, like to actually, when you start working with anything, just first of all start by fetch or pulling. Start by doing these two things, then contribute. So if you want to contribute, surely you have to know what is there in the master branch, what is in the, so because every time master branch is everything for you. This is what matters every time, because there might be a lot of things that is going on in the branches, so many branches and so on, but this is the master branch which you should be looking for. So every time before contributing, first of all fetch or pull. So make make sure that you have the same thing that is in the master branch, then contribute, then add your code. Okay, so still that has not happened, but the problem is now you are saying, okay, also merge this one. As an admin, you are saying, okay, let's merge it. The problem is like they are saying, okay, either this or either that line, which one do you want? That's the problem. So that is where you have to you as an admin, you will actually make sure, okay, then you will check, okay, which is the better, then you will again select. So this is totally the power of admin or approver, basically checks all of the thing. Okay, so we will understand about this. This is basically the merge conflict. Okay, now we've seen that Max and Sarah have been contributing stories and they are available on the remote repository. Max's local repository has all the latest changes from the remote. It's saying, okay, no issues. Now you can log in as Sarah. Okay, I'm sure it won't work. So we just need to go to Git portal and log in as Sarah. Let's go and check. Great. Not now. So here we in the profile and we can see the blog, and here we have 6 commits. Okay, we only have master branch. Okay, so we are currently in the situation. If you talk about the situation, we're currently in this situation. Okay, the remote repository, which is basically this 6, right? 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, wait, no, sorry for that. This is the situation, my bad. So this one, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, now the factor is like let's just here's one thing also we need to focus on. Okay, so there's an issue again. The situation is like every time, this is a lab. So this, in this situation, this 6 commit, that means like in the previous we have also heard that Max actually created another donkey one, but in this lab we don't have that. We can see we don't have donkey. So the situation is, if you talk about the situation, it is almost like we have to delete this one, but I don't want to delete. It's like prior to this file creation of donkey one, although we have just to learn that process, we have created that file, but here it is not available here. But surely we can do one thing. Learn. Okay, just learn from here, no issues. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, no issues. Great. So we are currently in a situation where we have 6 commits out of 1 2 3 4 5 6 6, and these, like, it was for the donkey one. Again, this was for the donkey one. This is not here, so let's just remove it, I guess, for this example. Okay, because for this lab we don't need it. I'm just removing it. Okay, great. Okay, so during a meeting, the team decides to add an index file to the repository named story-index.txt, which would contain a list of all stories written. So the team decided there will be a text file, and within that, all of the story name will be there. Okay, so it was not clear who would own this task. So Max decides to do it himself. So we can now get the concept of merge conflict, right? If you talk about the feature, both were working with the same feature, same line, so almost the same. So it was not clear who is going to work on it, so Max decides himself. Okay, so maybe there is another who is working. So let's see. Now we are working as a Max, he creates a file like story.txt and may surely within this folder, no issues. Under this folder he creates this one, so we don't need to create that, it will be created for us. Okay, let's now stage and commit the changes. Okay, let's see first of all where are we currently. So we are not in the location, so we have to be within the story block folder. We are in there, and now let's, okay, so the file has been created, right? So, and we have not checked it yet, so yeah, that's the file that has been created by the lab. So we can see like what are what are there within the file. Let me just paste it down. Okay, so here you can see we have four file names, right? Okay, master branch. Okay, so it has been updated, right? Pogs and grapes, frogs and hogs, lion. Okay, so there is another story. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, so here you can see the problem is we will understand right now. Here the thing is that do you remember one thing, that is previously I was mentioning like the seventh one, when the seventh comment was done, what happened, what basically happened, Max actually created that one. Okay, he knows that. Okay, just understand the thing. Situation has changed, and we will create the things depend on that. So when the seventh comment was done, it was basically the fourth file was basically the donkey file, right? Donkey. And what Max did was basically Max in his account, like in the team meeting, it was said like create a index file and gave all of the names of the file. Now Max knows that were already 3 files and that is the fourth one, so he has actually note down like 1 2 3 4, all of the 4. And now you can see we have lion, frogs and ox, frogs and grapes, and donkey and the dog, because Max knows that Max created the last one, so he knows he actually created the file. And actually you can see he had created the file name. Although the problem with here is like you can't actually find out the donkey and the dog, but it is totally the mistake by the lab people, so by the code cloud, so let it be. But still they know like these are the files. Okay, they missed out of adding that file, so that's a problem. Okay, no issues. Let's now stage and commit the story index. So now let's check out like what is happening, what is the situation, git status. So from here we can see we have just created this file and it's untracked. So let's take it to the staging and then commit it. So just follow the process. We by now you know now like how to commit and how to do it. So basically git add story, it takes it to the staging area, and git commit -m also works. So with the message which will actually ensure, okay, so we're creating, my bad, Control C. Okay, so I have to use the command again because I used this one slash. Okay, now done. Now here if we check the git log, okay, it's not better, like we should be checking clear first of all, and in one line it's better. Git log one line, it's better. Now here we can see, okay, frogs and grapes, add index. Okay, till now, yeah, okay, so we have just added this I would say is commit. Okay, great. Let's now push the file to the remote repository. Try with the git push origin master. Okay, so now here is the thing, but we can use that. And also remember one thing, Max has the writing access, so he can surely do that. And also it is in the master branch. So in the master branch, what we have done, we have created another file, which is basically, if you just check it out, we have 4 files. We have 4 files, and those 4 files, and we have also committed. So now we are actually pushing it. Now let's push it, git push origin master, paste. Here you can see rejected. Why rejected? Every time I told you previously, what did I told you? Like I told you that what a developer should do every time is, if you just check it out, a developer should every time, like before contributing, he should fetch it. And also when we went to here, I also saw that there were like story token index already created, which was basically added the index file. You can see Sarah created that. So I also want to create that, but I know right now, or you can see easily that Sarah already created that file and committed. But the problem here is that I want to contribute, but surely whatever here, whatever is here, we don't have there in our Max's account, right? For sure. Because it's almost the same situation of this one, right? Almost the same situation. Like Sarah created that one, added that one, and now we want to merge, and we are facing issues also. And we are asked like, okay, don't do that. First fetch those things so that the new changes will be out here. So something like that I mentioned. New changes will be there, then make some changes. This kind of thing. So here you can see updates were rejected because the remote contains work that you do. Okay, basically rejected. So yeah, rejected. Great, no issues. Read the error message and identify the cause of the failure. So from here you can easily you can just read them down, and you can see rejected, failed, push refers to this. Updates were rejected, contents have locally reported. We want to first integrate the remote changes before pushing it. That is saying fetch or pull, okay, before pushing. No note about fast forward in git push help. Okay, read the error message that remote contents work that you do have locally. Yeah. Okay, so the problem is, story.index.txt, you also created that. Sarah also created that and merged that, the same thing. So that's the problem. So you should pull the things. Okay, so looks like someone has pushed changes to the remote that needs to be pulled first. So we have seen that Sarah has actually already added this one. So and we didn't know by that time, but we can now do one thing, that is we can pull the changes. Now there will be some problem for sure. Now what is the problem? Because let's go into the remote repository and check out what is here. Here you can see Sarah has mentioned about 3 files. Now the situation is almost like this. Let's just go and check this out. My bad. Okay, now the situation is like this basically. Like Max has created 4 files. Like Max has created 2 files of his own and 2 from Sarah, and Sarah just have 3 files. Okay, she has not added the 4th one, which like a 4th file, because just the example for the pull example is created that we just pushed it here, then Sarah pulled it, and that was that. But in this lab, this is the situation. Max has not already committed, but it should have been here, but let's just remove it, it's better. But Max has actually created a file, and then he has committed something. So let's just also check out one thing. How many commits do we have, right? We can also see from here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Yes, so Max has created that one while he created that one. That was the file created. Okay, but that ensured like 2 files created, but that was like the index file one, and another was like grapes or fox's file, right? Something like that. Okay, we just don't need to worry about that. But the factor is like by the time the 4 files were here in the Mac as Max, we have now 4 files, and for Sarah, she has like 3 files. Okay, so she actually wrote down all of the file names into the folder and pushed it down. Now the situation is this. Now you just understand, and created something. We don't know how many commits are there, but we just know about that. Maybe there is another created. We have to go to Sarah's account and check that out, but okay, for sure. But here you can see 7 commits into the master branch. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So that is the 7th one. That was for the index file, right? This index file Sarah created. So that was the file. Sarah already created that one, and it had only 3 files, 3 file names. But what Max created was Max had 4 file names here. Now we also we wanted to push it down. Surely we wanted to push it down, but Before pushing it down, Git was so much intelligent that it said, okay, you have the same file, there is already the same file created. So before working with anything, it is brave enough to actually pull down the changes, then make some changes. Now the problem will be, we have just 3 lines here. If we pull down, okay, if we pull down, all of the content of those will be replaced here. Okay, so there will be some conflicts here. So that is the problem we are talking about. Let's just go for that. Okay, so pull the remote changes. So we just need to do git pull origin master. So remote changes. Okay, so we can easily understand what's happening here is we are pulling all of the changes from here to here. Okay, pulling all of the changes, and this is the master branch, and obviously it's the origin we mean. Okay, remote is basically the origin is basically means the online link. Okay, this is the alias we have been using so far. Okay, so if we provide that one, which is this one, master, now here is the problem. Like you can see, there is a lot of issues like conflict, merge conflict in the story, and so on, etc, etc. Okay, there's some conflicts happening. Actually, we pulled it down, that's good, but actually what happened is now that story index file has been modified, and we have to go there manually change it. Okay, so what are we have to do? Now read the last 2 lines of the output of the git pull command. Last 2 lines, you can see auto merging story index.txt, and now you can understand easily this was the story index.txt, and also Sarah also added story index.txt, same file. So as those are the same file, content will be merged, right? So here we have 4 lines, here we have 3 lines. So 4 and 3, it was getting merged, and that was the issue. Like obviously those contents were first 3 were same, or might not be same. It should not be same all the time, but the file name was same, right? Maybe here is like A, B, C, and here is E, F, G, H, right? So now as an admin, when you are doing, or as Max or something, wherever you are, you have to now check like, okay, what you want to keep in your story index. Okay, so it is not Git, it is not what Git will decide for you. You have to go to that file, and you will see there are some changes made. Okay, so merge conflict we can see easily. Now how can we understand about that? So we are now in a merge conflict. Looks like there was already a file named story index.txt on remote. So that's the thing, like a story index.txt was already there in the remote, which Sarah created. And check the log of the origin master branch to see what was the last commit on the repository, identify who added the story index. We know that from remote, we have seen that. We can also see from there, but it is Sarah who did so. So we all know that, no issues. Now looks like Sarah already pushed a version of the file. That means version means always, like if you're using app, I have already mentioned, if you're using an app, maybe it has some version starting with something, then it gets updated and it is second version or something like that. So she actually created this file with these values, right? Now like Git, when we pulled latest changes, Git tried to merge Max's and Sarah's version of the, basically Git tried to text. Okay, that is what the problem is all about. Like Sarah's 3 and your 4, and now also the problem is it is the starting of first 3 line, and also it is the starting of first 4 line. So these first 3 line faces the problem, first 3 line, because if the lines were not same, it could have easily merged it. So how can we understand about it? Just easily understand. Let's just check the example. Okay, so here assume that we have something like A, B, C, and here we have assumed that we have something like D, E, F, and G. Okay, now if both like have the same file, like a.txt, it also had like a.txt. If we want to merge both of the files in and make one, so what will happen, in the first 3 lines, now Git gets confused. Okay, same 3 lines, but content is different. What should I do? It can verify that. So it says, okay, handle these 3 lines. Okay, that is the thing. So that is where, and it has actually made some changes, and it is basically, you will see now when we will enter that file, you will see some changes have been made, and when we correct that one, only then we are going to able to say okay, the macro conflict has been removed, because there are some icons and kind of less than, greater than, this kind of icons are created. Okay, we'll see that. However, the local story.index file is updated with changes from both. Now this is important, from both. Okay, inspect the file. Okay, so we are going to check this out, but first of all, let's just check it out, like what is happening, what is there in our story index here. So here is the interesting part. Now the thing is that previously in our story index file, we just had these 4 lines, right? Now these 3 lines are actually added from Sarah's one, and the problem is that Git can't, Git is unsure about that. You can see 1 2 3 1 2 3, and maybe the things are most of the same, but still it is unsure like what you want to keep. Maybe there was like ox2 or something, anything. So as those are basically in line first 3, and this is also line 3, so it is confused. Now we have to make some modification and make some changes and decide, okay, this is the version I want to keep, these are the content I want to keep. Okay, so select the most inappropriate system of the first section shows my access data. Okay, it's my access data, obviously. Now this is what we had by now, and this is what Sarah. Okay, Max means the donkey and dog story. No, Sarah means the donkey and dog story. Yeah, Sarah don't have the donkey and dog story. And also there is an issue, right? You can see what? Yeah, here you can see Max also made an issue like mouse. The spelling of mouse was moose. Okay, that's a problem. Looks like both of them were partially wrong. Yeah, both of them. Like Sarah didn't have the 4th file. Okay, looks like both of them have, let's fix the file to remove the errors done by each of them. Let's manually merge changes both users. Update the content of the file. Okay, keep sorry, remove all of the extra lines added by Git. Okay, so basically what we have to do, we have to remove this head, this also, and these also, and just make some changes and keep just 4 files. That's it. Okay, so how can we do that? We can use vi. Okay, so we are, first of all, we are going to press I so that we can edit. Okay, we're going to move this one. These are by default created by, yeah, by default created by basically Git. Okay, so that you can notice what are the changes were there and what are the changes you want. I don't want these also, surely, right? So no issues, we're just going to keep these and we're just going to correct those one. Okay, we're just going to correct the mouse to mouse, right? Let's just correct this one by, okay, I hope this works. And how to get out of it? Basically, we go to the last line and press escape and then colon, then WQ, which you can see here, and then enter. Now let's see if the changes are made or not. Story index.txt. So you can see easily now the lion and the mouse, the frogs, the donkey, and so we have easily edited that. That's good. So there were much conflicts and so on. Okay, we can just check it down, all of the extra lines. Okay, we've done that. Great. Now that we have made changes, we must now commit it. Commit the current changes with the message resolve merge. Now why? Because every time commit is basically nothing but keeping the history, right? So the developers who will work with it, if anytime we push it down, they will understand there was some sort of actually conflict out there, and the conflict was solved and so on. So everything is basically commit is, that is why we are doing that. So as we have solved the problem, everything we are doing, we're just reporting that. Okay, so we are basically kind of add that git commit, this one. So but still I am going to see what is the status of this. Okay, already our file is basically in the staging area. So as we can see, it is not on tracking. So we can just easily press just the commit one. It will be committed. Okay, done. So it has been committed, and I'm just clearing the area, and I'm going to ask for git log, one line. Okay, so we can just see easily that git log one line, we have this one now, resolved merge conflict. So yes, that's it. That's awesome. Okay, now that we have merged the changes, everything clean, we can now push the changes to the remote. Okay, now that's an interesting factor. The factor is somewhat, I would like to say, is this. So we have, when we were pulling, there was no commit, obviously not something like that, but we were actually, we created another one. Okay, so but also here is one thing that you have to understand, that is an index of stories that was surely created, but for March conflict that was one created as well. So this was also there, but so as a whole, how much should we have here? Let's just count it down, how much they have. Like we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Do we have 9 here? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Yes, we have done. So this was for the pooling, and this is basically for March conflict, right? But in remote we have how many? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, only 7, right? Let's also check this down, like how many do we have? The master, yeah, 7 commit, that's it. So we are totally doing the great thing. So now we want to push the changes, so we will just, now you can see what command should we do. It is the master branch only, we can just push it down. So there are a lot of ways. You just follow this one, you can create another branch. You could have done that, you haven't done so. So you can either create another branch, and then that is one thing. We could have gone to another branch and add the merge conflict and so on, but no issues. We can directly push it to the master branch, and the comments will be out there. Okay, now that we have merged the conf changes, everything, yeah, we can now push the changes to the remote. Okay, so let's see git push origin master, because we understand git push is why we know, but origin is for the link and master is the remote master branch. Okay, so here is the part now. Great, now let's go here and check it out, like how many do we have now. Now we can see we have exactly 9, and 9 came from where? So here you can see, because we had 7 here, okay, but we were missing these one and obviously these one. So these two came up. Okay, so you maybe things are kind of overwhelming for you, but if you can just understand properly and pause this video, you can easily understand the concept. Okay, so if we come up here and if we check this out, you can easily say see that resolve merge conflict actually came from Max. And also you can see add index of stories, it was also created by Max, because that was basically created by Max, this one. Okay, this is 7th one. But in our another lab, we actually had another commit with donkey file, which is actually missing out here. It should not have happened there, but it's totally created by lab, so no issues. But in real life, it would have been here, no issues. But things are quite perfect. Okay, so that is it. I guess we have learned about merge conflict, how to handle that, how can we fetch that, and how can we push that. So that's awesome, right? So we have ended our branching and remote one perfectly. That's awesome. Now we are going to learn about some more